This is the city of Assur. It houses the temple of the god Assur and the palace of the kings of Assyria. The temple of Assur is the only temple for this deity in the entire world because the god is so closely identified with the city and with the rock on which the city is constructed. The king, therefore, shares the limelight with the god Assur because the king stands very much in the shadow of his overlord, the god. The king also shares the limelight with the old urban elites of Assur, old families that can trace back their ancestry for many generations. All this changes in the year 879 BC. And in this year, one king decides to move the political capital to another city called Kalchu, and he appoints one of his new eunuchs, the palace overseer Nergal-apil-Kumua, to oversee this move and the construction of a new, much bigger, much better palace in this new capital city. This king is called Ashurnasirpal II, and he moves from Assur to Kalchu with his queen, and they rule there happily ever after until their death. During that time, Nergal-apil-Kumua also assembles the people of Kalchu, a population that is much more closely mirroring the makeup of the empire. And the palace serves as the meeting point between the king and his client rulers. When the king dies, he is buried not in Kalchu, but in the old palace of Assur. And his successor, his son, Shalmaneser III, takes his throne in Kalchu. When the queen dies, she is buried in Kalchu. And this starts a tradition that continues for the remainder of the Assyrian period. The kings are buried in the old palace in Assur, being reunited with their god in death, whereas the queens and the rest of the family are buried in the palace in Kalchu.